Hello, my name is Elvis. Welcome to my ASMR channel. Today I am going to be telling you some spooky-ish stories. And it is Halloween season, so that's why I thought I would tell you some stories. They're not like awfully scary, and it's gonna be more like a story time rambling. So it's not like scary enough where you can't fall asleep. So where I live, there's this house, and I'm just gonna rename it the Smith House because that's a common last name. Before starting this video, I was like, let me just look up the name of this house on Google, just in case. I always assumed it was just like a local legend or something, because people would say like this one house was haunted, and I feel like anywhere people are like, oh yeah, that place is haunted. But I just like Googled the name of this house, and it actually popped up. And I'm like, oh, okay, so just for my privacy's sake, I'm just changing the name of this haunted house to the Smith House. So, it's not too far from where I live. It's like right out of town, neighboring a different town. It's neighboring a different town. Not neighboring a different town. It's in between where I live and a different town. And this family lived there in the late 1800s, the Smiths. And I don't know what led to like this string of events, but there was two parents, a mom and a dad, and their child, and by child I mean like it was like, I think she was like old enough. I think she was in her like late teens, early 20s. But the mom and dad passed away from like for medical reasons. I mean, it was the late 1800s, so reasons people pass away during that time. And then the daughter, I want to keep it not gory, so how do I want to say this? She passed away on a tree that was at the front of the house. I had always heard this, and like I said, I just assumed that it was like a local urban legend that like people made up, and then they would just like keep retelling it over and over. And like I said, I googled it. Apparently it is true. So the Smith House is haunted. People say that they see like a woman a woman in this house, and somebody does own this house, but it's abandoned. Nobody lives there as of late, but I'll get to that. People have also said they've seen like nurses in the window. Well, this was a long time ago, but the people I was friends with at the time, we liked doing scary things together, like watching movies, scary movies, and like going to abandoned places. Well, I don't get scared easily. And like people all the time go to this house, but it's fenced off, or I guess it's gated off. It's gated off, and you're not supposed to go through because it's like it is abandoned, but somebody does own this, like the whole place. So my friends and I went to the house, and I didn't go past the gate because I was afraid of getting in trouble for trespassing and entering, because they also wanted to go inside the house because there was a broken in window in the basement that you could crawl into. Like, it was like a smallish window, very low to the ground, but you could fit in there. And it's like one thing to go on the property, I guess, but it's another thing to break in. So we went like at dusk when it was the sun was setting, and it was very creepy, but I didn't go in, and my friends didn't see anything, but it is very creepy. I haven't been back since. I've only been there once, and I think now people say that someone, I'm not sure if the same owners or not, but somebody bought the house and they're like making it look nice and like maybe live in it, I guess. I don't know. But it's very creepy that the things people were saying happened and they actually did happen. Around the same time with those same group of friends, like I said, we would do, we liked doing creepy things, like, one of my friends lived in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, so, like, on the weekends, we would watch horror movies on the side of, like, the shed, and, pull up, like, a pickup truck, and, like, sleeping bags, and, watch scary movies outside, and we didn't bother people because, again, it was in the middle of nowhere. This was like after watching a movie, and we're like, let's go explore, because like, next to where he lived, his house, he lived on this like long highway, and his neighbors were like half a mile to a quarter mile away, and next to his house was like a giant um, cornfields, and there's like cornfields and then like forest, and there was like a trail. There's like a trail belonging to like one of his neighbors that you could walk. That was in between like the corn and the forest, and it's really creepy. And we would just walk the trails for fun. For fun. So we decided to go walking on the trail, because a few weeks before, my friends were driving on the highway, like miles down on that same highway, and it was late at night, and they were coming back from the movies, and they saw someone who appeared to look like a man walking on the side of the highway. And where he lives, it's not very populated, so it's very creepy to see someone walking in the middle of the night on the side of the highway. And they weren't like looking for, like, they weren't expecting someone to be walking, so they didn't actually see who it was, but it appeared to be a man. And I don't know if this is like a reference to something, but they called him Gray Man because he was like a gray, like, man-shaped blob. Because when you're driving late at night and like you only have your headlights, and this person was like, again, on the side of the road. So he was just like an ominous gray blob. So they called him a Gray Man. So, the whole time we were like, because we had to walk on the highway for like a good like quarter mile on the side of the road, which is actually very dangerous. Even though, like I said, there's not a lot of cars, it's not very populated. But still, we were joking the whole time that we're gonna run into Gray Man. And, it's a little scary. Everyone's pretending not to be scared, but it is a little scary because it's nighttime. So, we are walking through, like, on this trail, and it's not like an actual trail, like I said. It is in between like corn and a forest. And I'm assuming it's like to get the machinery for like the corn, because there's this one spot where it goes like in between the corn, and then there's like corn on each side. And if you keep following that, it ends at a like river or creek. I'm not sure what the difference between a river and a creek is, but it is like 10 feet, if that, 10 feet wide, and like up to your shin deep, up to the shin, at least in that area. And we've walked it before, but once we get to like that area, we should turn back around, because on the other side, it ends up at one of my friend's neighbor's property. And that neighbor is like the kind of person who would shoot you if you were on his property. There are those kind of people. So we didn't go across there. Usually, when we got to the creek part, we turned around and we walked back. And when we were almost at the end of the trail back to the highway, we saw something run across. It was like a flash of light or something, just something like flash by. And we were all really freaked out. And it wasn't a car, because we didn't hear like the car sounds. It was like me and a couple other friends friends who saw what happened because we were like in the front. There was probably like 5, 6 of us walking, and I was towards the front. And like I said, I wasn't paying like too close attention, but I just saw like something flash by, like someone running or something. A mysterious flash. And then someone screamed, one of my friends screamed, and then so then everybody started freaking out, and we all started running back into the trail again, and we were all super spooked, super spooked, super spooked, super spooked, and we got back to the creek and waited there until we're like, okay, let's go back. And it was really freaky having to walk back in like total darkness back to my friend's house. But we didn't see like that thing again, and we talk about it all the time, how spooky it was, and we don't know what it was to this day. I hope it was like just an animal or something, but it wasn't low to the ground. It was like a human height, and like I said, I saw it at the corner of my eye, so I'm not sure what it was, but it was very, very freaky. Like I said, these aren't very spooky stories. I just wanted to do something for Halloween. So thank you for listening to my stupid, pointless stories. Hopefully I bored you to sleep. Thank you for listening or watching to my video. I will see you guys in the next one.